Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Luxury Esports podcast. My name is Ajax. I am here alongside my co-host Zykro, and we have on today the Luxx COD team main roster ahead of their AGN LAN in Missouri. So why don't we go through and introduce everybody? Below me is Max, so go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What up, boys? My name is Max Marzano, aka Max. I'm the secondary AR for this Luxx Call of Duty roster, and I'm excited to compete in AGN Missouri and looking forward to the other lands we have.
All right, now we'll go to the right of him, and that is Prezi. Prezi, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? My name's Zach Houston, aka the 5'7" Friar, the absolute world destroyer. I play a main sub. I'm also an onliner, and I'm ready for AG in Missouri. I mean, really, I feel like I have a chip on my shoulder. I've been kind of letting my teammates down recently, so I'm excited. I'm excited to play under LUXXURY Esports.
Yeah.
Oh,
me
yeah.
Too, me too. All right, Cardinal.
I'm Caden Weathers, aka Cardinal on the battlefield. The human turd himself. I play main AR for LUXXURY Esports, and I'll be frying heads off headies and shooting on headies myself. So I'm very excited to play in my second LAN in Missouri with the squad, and hoping for a great placing.
Lovely. All right, we're lastly to Aces.
My name's Austin Maxwell, other known as Aces. I'm the second sub, third AR. We're excited for AGM Missouri. We've got one LAN underneath our belt with Cardinal, so we're excited to show a lot of people that we're not just onliners. We're not all prezzies, but just excited to move on and get ready for this next LAN.
All right, so now that's a pretty good segue. So you guys have one LAN under your belt, right, with Luxury?
This will be our
Two.
second one.
Second
Two.
but
One with Cardinal.
One with Cardinal, right? Yeah, one
with
with Cardinal.
the Houston LAN, and then two for the Click Gaming. That was in Oklahoma at Rewind. And then the second one, that was the E-Zone at Houston, yeah.
So just talk about the one before Cardinal got there. Talk about your placing there and what
The Oklahoma LAN,
Yeah.
aka the Click Gaming Bash. We placed fifth.
Yeah.
We lost winners of round 3 to Trap Lords.
Oof.
Yeah, we lost 2-0. Map 2 went 5-5. They beat us. That was a tough L. And then Sunday we came through hot, won our first 2 losers bracket games, and started on our third loser bracket game. And we fell short in the hard point by 4 points, and then lost to S&D 6-3 to X18.
Oof. Damn. So after that, sorry, go ahead.
Going into that weekend, I'm pretty sure, I definitely think that we were probably one of the favorites, if not the favorite.
We went into that event. Everybody knew we were the team to
yeah.
beat. I think that's
Oh,
no
yeah.
question. I think we showed up and everybody could tell, even if they didn't know who we were going into the event. But I think for sure we were definitely the team to beat going into that event.
Which one thing that I think kind of hurt us too is like with that LAN, to make it go smoother, there wasn't vetoes, so everyone just played a best of 3, and so like you're gonna have to play your worst maps.
I think we played.
Mode.
I
So
think we played.
The hand we were dealt, we played good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
A T5 placing isn't bad, you know. I mean, it's not
Definitely not bad. No,
Yeah, it's not what you wanted, but it could be a lot worse. You know.
definitely not what we wanted.
Yeah.
But
Definitely not.
I felt like both those matches that we lost were kind of
Winnable.
winnable. Yeah, for sure. No discredit to the other guys. I mean, obviously they beat us, so it's fair game. But I feel like, especially the losers bracket, the elimination match, or right before we got eliminated, I feel like we really beat ourselves, especially that first map. And the first map, I feel like let down the vibes a little bit, and it ultimately ended up just costing.
Which in any team, I think any team from amateur to pro will tell you it's hard to turn around if you lose the first map in a best of 3. It's hard to just turn around on losers you're in the losers bracket. Now you're in a situation where you're faced to win or go home. And I think that rattled us a little bit, just because it's Sunday, it's our first LAN. Like, we just know it as Champ Sunday. We're in a losers bracket. We're on a run. And so when we have straight momentum that we just won the 2 matches before that, 2-0 in both. And so it's like when you get to that, you have all that momentum. And then when you lose that first map, it's such a nail biter. All your momentum's killed.
Yeah.
And so going to that second map, it was hard to bring up some energy for all 4 of us, I believe.
Yeah, I'm sure the fact that, win or go home and no second chances really didn't help that either. So it's just like, You know, you down there and you gotta win, and so losing
Yeah.
that first map kind of just destroys it all. So,
And I don't
Absolutely,
think
yeah.
it helped. We played checkmate S&D our last 4 games throughout the losers and winners bracket.
Yeah, and then I think it was I don't remember what round it was in the winners, but they made you guys play pretty late versus like some of the other teams who didn't have to play late. And
Mhm.
it's not like I guess necessarily a complaint, but like we just didn't know that like some teams that came up and they were like, "Yo, can we play this game tomorrow?" And instead of having to play it later, so it was kind of shocked, like having all that energy all day, getting there super early, and then but
I for sure would have, if I would have known, preferred to postpone that matchup for the next day because I'm not trying to use any excuses, but pretty sure the whole team was pretty tired at that point.
I was
That happened.
absolutely
That was an
fried.
option.
yeah,
That was an option to move it to the next
I
day.
didn't know that either.
Losers
I
bracket.
think I think only a couple
Yeah.
teams actually did it. So
Oh wow.
or not even just going to the losers, just like playing your next winners bracket game.
Yeah, the next day.
Yeah.
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 No, I didn't
So, how long were you guys there? Like throughout the day, really?
We
started
got
the-
there
we
at
got there-
9 in the morning.
Yeah, at
Oh.
8:45, I remember I pushed that into you guys. Some of you guys showed up at 9, but 8:45, and then it ended at like, bro, like what, 8 or 9, bro?
No,
didn't-
we
well,
was
I
there
mean,
till like
no.
10.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah.
get back to the apartment till probably
11.
10:30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude.
for sure.
And so as you go to sleep, wake up, turn around we were there at 9, 8:45, 9 again, and then we were ready to go.
Do it all over
Which
again.
and it's
Ready
kind of
to
hard 'cause on that,
fry.
on that Saturday. It's kind of hard because how long did we say before the match we lost, and then played again? No, we played. We won our second round, and then our third round when we lost to Trap Lords, and then was win. How long?
We
did wait?
waited for a while for Trap Lords to play
2 or
Trap
3
Lords.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we waited
And
2 or 3
then,
hours to play Trap
Again,
Lords.
like no complaining because it was like Rewind's first place hosting a LAN,
Yeah.
and I think Click does an amazing job with all their stuff. I don't think it was a matter of Click. I think it was like some of the Rewind stuff. But again, it's their first LAN. I think they did a really good well from the first time. But there's some issues with the PCs. You guys like after it was like mid S&D second map, and then like the PCs all restarted or something.
Yeah, that was
Like,
our
is that,
winner
like-
bracket match, right?
yeah, that's definitely
But
another
you get all
momentum
that
killer.
momentum.
Yeah.
and you go to which we got obliterated first map because we didn't get the veto, so we played our absolute worst map first map.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, we
you
got
have
absolutely had.
it's just.
And I think our fourth was
killer.
having audio issues throughout the match, and
Yeah, it's constant complaining. And
I mean, even through some of the unfortunate stuff that happened, which is like first LAN stuff happened. So none of us were like super like upset or anything.
no.
But even through like all the unfortunate things, like I believe they played like extremely well. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't like a map
I was
where I'm,
upset
like,
after that
watching-
Trap Lords.
Yeah, there
loss.
wasn't a map where I was just watching. I'm like, yo, these guys are getting had. Like, no, it was a battle through every game. Like, and then through the losers, they were going crazy through the whole losers bracket. Like, either way, like, there's no reason to be upset about first LAN, like top 5 placement. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, I mean, like
You
through
know.
fatigue and like momentum loss and everything, a top 5 placement is pretty impressive. You know.
oh yeah,
So-
for sure. I'm like, there's no reason to be upset
Yeah.
about that. Obviously, you know, we want more, and we're gonna get more, but that's just unfortunate events, and we're
Yeah.
focused on the future. You know what I'm saying? So,
Dude, I just
Shout
feel
out to
bad.
Click, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to
say
Click.
what?
Go ahead.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
Click,
Yeah,
yeah. Shout out
Yeah,
to
shout out
Evan.
Click.
Shout out
Shout out
Click.
to Johnny. Y'all are goats for real.
Yo, shout out
Click
Chubby
goes
Duo.
So now I feel bad just seeing Cardinal just sit there in silence though. So let's get into the next one where the next LAN where he played in the second one, correct?
The
Yeah.
next
The
LAN.
next LAN. All right. What'd you guys-
Sugarland, Texas.
What'd you guys place in this
Yep.
one?
20.
Oh,
Top 20.
Oh,
I honestly, I don't even know.
I think overall for Friday and Saturday, I think it was top 48.
Yeah.
I think that was our total placing. So, which
There's
that
no way
LAN
to
was
really know the true number because of Friday.
Yeah, they did a split to where they played
There's
half the
64
bracket
teams.
on Friday.
so
and
20
half
out
the
of
bracket.
our group is what you mean, not out
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we
'Cause
got,
there
like,
were
top-
two groups. It was the A group and the B group, and you guys
Yeah.
played Saturday, not Friday. So
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got
Yeah, out
we
of the
got
big group.
like technically we got top 48 out of if we were to all play. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, out of both like bracket teams. Yeah.
Out of a full huge bracket between all 64 teams, we got top 48, which I mean, it's not great. It's obviously not something that you want to go to a LAN with 64 teams and say, "Hey, we got top 48, we made it out." Which
yeah.
going into that, our practices were not very good. They weren't very I don't know, I don't know. They just weren't very good. Our practices weren't. So going into
Yeah.
that, we were kind of like not practice as well, but we all knew what to do. But we went in there. There was a lot better comp at that one than there was at the Click one.
Oh yeah.
And the way that the venue was set up, it was just like the whole time we were there, and never once, unless we were like halfway through our matches, did it feel like we were there to play COD.
Now,
And I think that was
obviously,
personal feelings, but
I don't want to be complaining too much, but I mean, from what I heard, there was a lot of problems, and obviously with the bigger LAN,
Yeah.
I think there
Shout
should
out
be.
E-Zone, trash.
Oh, whoa.
Nah,
I
I
mean,
think the day we played, everything went pretty smooth. They kind of smoothed it
yeah.
out. So
After Friday, from what I heard, they had figured it out. Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
wasn't able to be at the event, but yeah. Saturday sounded better, but obviously, I mean, they even said they were understaffed and stuff. So there's gonna be problems even when you're understaffed. And
yeah,
I think it was one of like their first big lands, and I don't think they were expecting it to be that big. So, I mean, it's not to like be super upset, but again, it's an 8K land. You know what I'm saying? There should be more stuff. It should be more optimized and stuff. But again, people might think we're just complaining, maybe because of placement or
No.
just in general, because a lot of people did. But I mean, there is like unfortunate events. But even then, like the thing about it is, they traveled out farther to like it's like a 6-hour drive. You know what
No,
I'm
it was
saying?
10. It was 10.
10. Well, yeah, 10. And then just the environment of being at a land that far away versus like playing in one in Oklahoma, because we all live in Oklahoma. It's just a lot different, I feel like. And it's just a big learning lesson. Like I've taught these guys, like it's not a loss if you take it as a lesson. So we're just excited for the future. It's just learning experience. That's what this is all about. So
it was
I think
definitely fun too.
yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was
definitely needed.
immaculate.
It was definitely
So
needed
much fun.
because
This dude, Thick Six, immaculate vibes. Shout out him.
Big facts. Even
It was
Austin said
definitely-
it. We were in the hotel room, just straight vibe. He'd be like, if you didn't if you didn't already know, like we had got eliminated, you thought we just won Champ Sunday.
Yeah.
The vibes
We
were high.
we literally drove straight to the hotel after we lost, and I'm sitting there like, I don't even feel like I just got beat 2-0.
We drove to the hotel. We watched VODs over our losses.
We were just honest with ourselves going into that one. I think we had 3 weeks, maybe close to a month to practice
We
for it.
we probably had like I'd say probably 5 or 6 full scrims, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's pushing it.
And
I'm
then
gonna
we're
keep it a
bringing in new
stack.
fourth.
We've had more practice this last week and a half as a squad than we did before Texas.
Yeah.
And which
I think
that-
That's a hot take.
I mean,
That's a hot
obviously,
take.
with the changes that we made from Click going even into the Houston event, roster changes and stuff like that. I think there's just a whole different attitude they have now, because it's not just like obviously the roster changed with a different attitude, with a different type of like playing AR, the whole just everything about that. They have a chip on their shoulder. I think maybe more from Houston and from Click. I think more from Click, honestly, because Houston was kind of just the whole situation was kind of chalked, but Click and just like the way that played out and the way it ended and everything, that just sucked. And then this whole vibe going into the new stuff, like the growth and like how much they've been expanding, like they're on like a part of like transcendence, bro. It's like we're about to do some crazy stuff. Like AGM Missouri is like,
We're not peak yet, but I
Oh, yeah.
promise we're
Bro.
just getting better every
So
day.
I think that the main thing about or the main thing for us, I think that Texas was more like a learning experience, and definitely more like it was like, okay, now, okay, look, it's more like a reality. Like, look, you don't practice, like this is what's going to be. So if we want to do this, then we're going to have to practice. So it was
Yeah.
like coming home. It was like, all right, because I think
Go
as a
ahead.
team, and probably more individually, we've got more flack since Texas. Like in these seeding tournaments, in the when we were at Texas, we've got more flack from people that are like, "Oh, y'all are trash, y'all are onliners, blah blah blah." So that's what puts that chip on the shoulder. Like,
Definitely.
the other thing is like we know we can do way better than this. Like
oh yeah,
these events aren't just like events of like, oh, let's get top 5. Like we know we should be like winning these events. Like
We're taking good
know-
online teams to map 3 on LAN, and they're nervous. They're telling us they're nervous after the map. They are absolutely nervous.
And that those losses, it goes back to lack of practice. I mean, honestly,
It's just little micro in-game
Yeah.
decisions that we just didn't
affect
make
the whole thing.
correctly.
But I tell you one thing, going to a big land like that and getting to see big names like, for instance, Fastballa, the almost dynasty of Optic Destroyer, just playing at that event, it's obviously super motivating, and it definitely, for me personally, the passion was there for sure. It increased
sure.
like 200% after that. It's just so yeah.
I think the other thing is just there's just so much motivation behind everything that's going on. Like I think for them, what they're seeing is how much maybe their organization is growing. A lot of offers outside of them and just like playing the game, like college offers and just just everything that's going on. I think it's very motivating for them. Like, I think obviously this Call of Duty team is the forefront of our organization right now for esports, and I'm gonna push these guys like all the way. So I'm so excited. Other than just playing in LANs, the amount of exposure and content, just everything we're doing with these guys is like.
I mean, they're balling, bro. They're balling.
Yeah.
From what I hear, they're balling. I mean, at least online. So do you think the lack of Lux gang or don't bang, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So do you think the lack of
Shout out Gummy Apparel.
Yes,
shout out
sir.
Gummy Apparel, shout out
Shout out
Fade
Brain
Grips,
HP.
shout out
Yeah,
Rogue Energy. So do you
Fade grips.
yeah, Fade Grips, yeah.
All of
So
them.
do you think the lack of practice really came about because you dropped Maddie and you picked up Cardinal? Was that really the big issue there?
I'm gonna tell you the main issue right here, real quick.
Yeah.
It's like Allen Iverson says, practice.
Yeah.
With us,
I think from my point of view, and I'll let you guys touch on this. I know I've talked a good bit, but just from I think the attitude perspective, outside of just playing the game, like Caden, he brings a lot of energy, which is like amazing for the team because honestly, like even at the Click LAN, I felt like there was really low energy, and Cardinal is just like immaculate vibes all the time. Like he's always gassed up, he's always like having a ton of fun and stuff. So I think that from an energy perspective, and he's just cracked. Like he's an amazing AR. So.
Yeah.
I think from that perspective, I think it was a really good pickup. I think he's just completely like changed the whole atmosphere and vibe to the team, in my opinion.
I think for us, it was kind of like, go ahead, Carter.
I will say this on the practice part about lack of practice, since you guys are wondering. I mean, mostly, I'll be straight up. That was my fault before Houston. I work 40 hours a week, and my job was mostly nighttime. And so the boys would work during the day, and I'd be the only one working at night, and we wouldn't get to practice, but like 1 to 2 days a week. So I got my schedule changed this last week, and we've been grinding all week.
The passion's there, baby.
I think that's what I was about to say. I think for us, it was kind of like going from somebody that was available to practice 24/7 that didn't have a job like Caden does. So it was kind of hard for Caden to just be not practicing and doing that, and then all of a sudden get picked up and be like, "Look, hey, here's our schedule." And so for a little while, it's kind of hard for him to just be like, "Hey, look, this is my schedule that I need," or blah blah blah. But we all talked about this in Texas. This is we definitely think that this team is the better team, not only because of skill wise, but it's more like you've got to have fun. Like, you obviously go to these lands and you're there to do one thing and one thing only. It's only to win, no matter what other thing, no matter the other circumstances. Everyone here wants to win. Yeah, you have to have fun to do, and I think that that's what Caden brought. That Caden kind of brought that life in that we needed, because it was like every day it was like, damn man, we got to get on and practice. Like, I don't even want to do this. Like, every day. And so with Caden, it's like, oh, what's Caden gonna do today? Like, what dumb thing is gonna come out of Caden's mouth today?
And it's like he's being quiet, and you look at the scoreboard, and he's just dropped 40, and you're like, "Oh my god, Caden, what's going on, dude?"
Maybe do a little call outs,
But the best part about Caden is, even if Caden's not like dropping 60 kills or dropping 50 kills, Caden's gonna be like, "Hey, look, Caden, we think that if you were here, it would be beneficial for more like everyone instead of yourself." And he's like, "Okay," and he takes that and tries to learn from it. Whereas in the past, that was always an issue and an argument every time that was brought up. Because when you're going through VODs and you're going through stuff trying to learn, you can't take stuff personal. If you take it personal, you're never going to learn and move on from it.
All the criticism is coming from a place of just wanting to win. It's as simple as that.
And we get he may not pick up where he needs to be right away, so we try to tell him a few times, and eventually he does get it.
And that's why it's so hard, going into Texas, trying to get that repetitive learning down with a lack of practice and a new fourth. You got to work out a new system and all that. But go ahead.
I respect it, because this is my first time ever being on an actual team that's set. Because I didn't play Variant until Modern Warfare, and I played one tournament and said, no, that's not for me. Played S&D the rest of the year, but this is my first time playing Variant, so I'm still learning. And
he's lying. He played Variant at the beginning.
I didn't play. Okay, we played for like 2 weeks, and then Kenshin chalked. All right, we played for 2 weeks. But anyways, it's just I see the game a lot different now, as in the fact that these guys are slaying, and it's not my job to slay with them. It's my job to help them slay out and be a helper and not a superstar.
That's what I think benefits us the most, is because now we're at a point with this team. It's like, okay, we went to Texas and we absolutely got, like, it's like, okay, you lost, you went there and you went total of what did we go 1-4 total map count?
Yeah.
So it's like now we know what we need to do. And I can tell you, in all of those matches, we didn't just get blown out. In all of those matches, whether it was an S&D, we lost 6-3 in the 6 rounds that we lost. It was like minor mistakes, like come down like 3 or 4 of those rounds came down to 1v1s, and it was like. So I think that now it's kind of like everybody knows their role. Everybody's like, we're just kind of starting to get to where we just click. And so when we're going through scrims, everybody's doing. We're trying to get to a point where it's like you don't even have to be like, hey, someone hold this, because we're to that point. So
Right.
hopefully which that comes with practice and time. So hopefully that just.
And we got all the time.
Yep.
So yeah, when's the
What's next?
What's when the next LAN is in the end of this month, towards the end of this month in Missouri?
Right.
The
Yep.
25th.
The 25th? Yeah, so I mean, obviously you guys talked about that, but just really, how excited are you guys? I mean, it seems like the chemistry's there, you know, like you guys seem like you're meshing well and everything, so just talk about that.
Can I go first?
Go right ahead, man.
Absolutely excited. Okay, let me tell you. Not only for Call of Duty, but I get to hang with the boys for an entire weekend. Just straight vibes.
Yeah,
You
we're
got
gonna
the
be staying
card,
at
man.
our nice Airbnb. We're gonna have our videographers there, and then some other players that we haven't talked about yet. So we'll keep that on the down low for right now.
I
But
get
we
to
might
sleep with Zach.
Oh,
have-
man.
but the vibes are gonna be amazing. I'm excited. Like I can't wait to just see these guys fry out. The chips on their shoulders about them. I'm so excited. Like,
But
Can't
that
wait.
aside, going to the business part of it, I'm honestly excited to see the end goal here. Like every practice, you can't really tell how well you're actually going to do until you come to when it matters. Like the tester right there. That'll be the LAN for sure.
I've never wanted to personally personally, like I know that we're all on the same page and the same goal as a team, but personally I've never wanted to prove a point in my life so bad, because we've played a couple of those seeding tournaments and there's a lot of people that like they're gonna run their mouth online, and I guarantee when we get there I don't hear a single peep out of any of them.
Big
the thing
facts.
is like
Big
we've tried
facts.
this through all the lands, but this LAN, it's not just to win. We're here to make a statement. Like not just that we're here to win this event. We're here to stay. Like y'all are gonna see us more. Like y'all gonna have to play us, and we're gonna have to go like head to head. Like it's not like no buddy games. There's no. Like we go to these lands with a murder mode, and it's like nothing else but that. Like
Yeah, like we're trying to
Exactly.
get to a point where it's like you see the roster and it's like, or you see the bracket and it's like, oh, we play luck. Like, okay, then let's just start.
oh, we
looking at
gotta
who
play those guys.
Nah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we want to get to that point. Like, oh, dang, like we're gonna have to go through them first. Like, because I guarantee teams are like at Texas are like, okay, we play Luxx first round. Like, all right, let's start looking at who we're gonna play second round.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
for all 4 of us individually, that just for me, I know it pisses me off. So like for me, it's just kind of like
I want
telling you, bro.
like that, and then they play us, and they're like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
what's
I'm
Yeah.
telling
going
you, all these guys who think we're onliners, you get me and Austin off a 90 ping, you're getting had.
Get card off of 120, bro.
on?"
Big facts.
Get me off the 120 with the 10% package.
Zach, I got a feeling this LAN he's gonna be absolutely disgusting.
When we're at
Yeah.
this practice facility, though, and we'll keep that on the down low. But when we get to
It's
the
like-
practice facility, things are gonna change.
because for
Hold on,
most
let-
of this, I think
Let me
like,
just say one thing.
Yeah.
In practice, so I've created a lot of bad habits because I usually host art scrims. So obviously, when you host, you have better bullet reg, server latency's better. Everything's just better when you're on host. So that'll create a lot of bad habits like ego chowing, over chowing, pushing stuff too much. And I think I've really been trying to hold that back and really just understand, like, hey, if you don't work on this, you're gonna do bad at LAN, and that's the last thing I want to do.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
go ahead, Austin.
I think for us, because we're all starting. I think that why we're starting to be like we're starting to see such an increase in growth as like individual players and as a team is because now that we're getting to like the age where we start realizing it more. Most of this game alone, which I don't know how other games play like competitively, but this game is like 85% like all mental. Like if you go in with no confidence, you're gonna get beat. It don't matter who you play, you're gonna get beat. If you go,
I mean,
into
I
it
think
thinking,
that's
like,
just for esports in general. You know
yeah,
what I'm
if
saying?
you're online, like
Yeah.
if you're playing at a LAN and you're like, oh, like I usually host or I'm on, like, because
Yeah.
we've actually been we've talked about that. It's like you're gonna go in just like any other normal, like, because obviously, like when you're playing your off host, you have to play a different way. You can't ego chow, you can't hold certain stuff, like, so it's definitely different. But as long as we can keep a note in our head that most of the stuff's mental and go into it with the right mentality, I think that we can prove a lot of people wrong come Missouri time.
I
And
think
I'm
the other,
excited.
I think the other thing, like, obviously from a perspective, like even outside, if you just look at these guys, what they've placed, and like if you just know about them at all, you know these guys have a ton of potential just as like skillful players. But from my point of view, as a past pro, everything that they're doing when it comes to practice, when it comes to the attitude, the chips on their shoulders, they have everything they need right now to just go to that next level. And the only thing that's stopping them is themselves. Like, there's nothing that's going to stop them except for themselves. Because
Well, I'm telling y'all, have y'all seen?
if you've looked back from all four of us from where we came from playing COD, like from going, we literally from last year Modern Warfare. If we would just be getting smoked. Like it wouldn't be like. So that's what's so exciting is like because we've seen how far we've come. Because like it was like Zach, we used to play just S&D. Like ain't nobody knew who any four of us were. I didn't know any of these guys except for Max until last year. And it was only because it was like an Oklahoma. So we kind of built up our names in this Oklahoma league. And then it's like, now it's like you kind of start getting people that know who you are. And it just makes you excited to just be better.
For sure. And those people definitely look up and like hold you to a higher standard for sure. And it's also just as motivating, you know?
This community, you have to earn your spot. And these guys.
Bro, I'm telling y'all, if y'all see me play last year, you'd be like, dang, this dude is a bot.
Facts.
That's the way I play. That's the way
I had to coach him up, bro. I told him, you got to be ready for those chows, bro. You got to be ready for that.
I would take an MW gunfight chow out of anybody in this room and on this planet.
I'm pretty sure Austin and I took you map 355 in gunfight tourneys multiple times.
Hey, that's like with Card and Max. It was like because last year it was me and Zach found me on like Facebook, I think, because I was looking for a team for this Oklahoma league. Because we went to a gunfight tournament.
Do you want me to explain the story?
If you want to.
Okay, so at the time, I was an S&D kid, just playing with literally anybody. Whoever wanted to play tourneys, wagers, let's do it, you know? And so I had seen on Facebook, because I've been playing, or I've been following Johnny's Click Gaming or whatever for a long time. I saw that they were hosting this league that was coming up near early Modern Warfare season, and I was going to play in it, and ended up going into a public match, and Aces was on the other team, and he was pretty good. I was like, wow, this kid's kind of nasty, you know? And then next thing you know, I'm just scrolling through my feed, and I see a screenshot of this Oklahoma tournament that's going down, and what do you know? Aces is on the picture. I'm like, dude, no way. This cannot be real, right? So I messaged Johnny. I was like, who is this guy? How can I get a hold of him? And eventually he gave me his name, and then it's all history from there.
Funniest thing about that, though, is me and Max had went to a gunfight tournament in January of 2020 before COVID hit. And we're at this gunfight LAN in Oklahoma City at the what is it called? The Cox
The
Convention
one up line.
And we're sitting there, and this guy walks in with a little drawstring bag and a freaking with the mini water bottles, like a half bag of them, just carrying them. I'm like, what is this? And it's Cardinal. That was the first time we met Cardinal and Will, and we're talking to them, and me and Max are standing in line waiting to get our tickets because you had to go up, you'd get a ticket, and then they'd let you in. And there's this guy standing behind us, and he's talking about some Oklahoma league. Like
he's looking mighty fine too. I may add that
they were gonna have this deal where they did like a 3 or 4 week season, and then playoffs were gonna be at the what is that? OC is it OCU?
I think it was OCU.
Yeah, OCU's facility. That's where they were gonna have playoffs. So playoffs were gonna be on LAN. So I'm like telling Max, I'm like, bro, we gotta talk to this guy. So we turn around and start talking to him. He's like, my name's Evan, you know, blah blah. And I was like, I was just messing with him. I said, Evan, when you host that LAN, I said, I'm gonna find a team, I'm gonna win it. And he's like, oh, he's just laughed it off. And I was like, whatever. So that goes on. And then, so we met Evan and Cardinal and all them. And then we come to that tournament and Zach messages me. And I'm like, no way. And long story short, we end up winning that entire league. And right when we won it, I get into a Discord call with Evan and I start screaming. I'm like, I told you we were going to win it. And he's like, it was just funny. So it's like, it's super weird how we all, it was all super weird how we like met. But
yeah.
Cardinal.
What'd you say?
I got the medal right here.
He said, you know who won the one up LAN? True.
yeah, overall, I think we're like more than excited. There's not even a word for it for AG in Missouri.
We had to get the
Um,
leech off Zach to get in the team with us. That was a whole process.
Oh Jesus.
But yeah,
Shots have been
overall,
fired today.
That man was like this, bro, with his dude, and it took us forever.
but overall,
Yeah,
we're
I think
super
I think
excited.
I was about to say I think we're all super excited. I think more than anything, we're just ready to prove a point. Ready to prove that we're not just onliners, we're not just nobodies. It's just kind of like you're not as good as you think you are type stuff. I'm just
I
ready
think
to prove something.
it was funny because at the Click LAN, I would said like we're here for a fucking reason. We're here to make a statement. It was like, okay, Zykro. But now it's like, oh yeah, we're here to make a
Well,
fucking statement.
I think for us it was
Run it
kind of
back.
like I mean, I think for us it was kind of like in the beginning we didn't want to approach things with like no one knows who we are. We're nobodies. We have nothing, no placements to prove anything. And so it's kind of like going into that land. It was kind of like, well, let's just approach it like humbly and then kind of do it. And then it was like Texas, let's do it the same way. But now it's like I'm gonna be honest with you, I just don't care.
Yeah,
I get
Like
on.
I'm about to talk.
angry.
I'm about to talk. Yeah,
I got
same.
dudes
Obviously,
one shoot
I have
bodies,
I
I'm
have
just gonna
never
be
had
nervous, and I'm like, no
I've
shot.
never
obviously
had
these guys are
this
pretty
many.
respectful, but
I've
it's like
never
a
had
murder
this
mode
many.
thing now.
Yeah, I've never had this many personal vendettas in my life. And
Jesus.
it's from conversations. It's from
I'm gonna keep
conversations
it.
that I've
That's
never
big
even had
facts.
with people calling me an onliner, and I've never talked to them in my life. Now it's to a point where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
look, I approached it humbly, and I was trying to be nice to everybody and be friends with everybody, but now it's like I don't
Yeah.
even care.
It's like we were gonna be buddy buddies, but it's no
Yeah.
buddy buddy stuff
I was
anymore.
gonna
We're
be
here to
nice to
win.
you. I was gonna be nice to you, but now you better hope I don't play you.
Ultimately, I think the thing we all want here is just the respect.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it
It's,
has to be earned. We get that for sure. But yeah, I think one of the main driving factors is the respect. We want the respect, you know.
I
This-
disagree. I think it's the respect you guys deserve. It's just a matter of proving it to everybody.
Well, all of us individually are disgusting, but when it comes to
Yeah.
playing as a team, it's a whole different ball game. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean-
I think for us, it's like I think when we don't get that respect that we think that we deserve or that we want, it's kind of like a slap in the face. Like we've worked super hard. All four of us have worked super hard individually to be where we're at as a team, and we practice and we get on and we try to learn all these things. And so it's like when we get disrespected like that, it's like okay, like we want that, we deserve that respect that we try to give teams that we think are good. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
So like now I want to know who's the biggest chirper on land, bro. You guys all seem like you got that fire on you, but who's gonna chirp the most?
Honest, from my experience from being at the lands, this roster, I would say,
Well, let me
dang.
take a guess. Let me take a
Th-
guess. Let me take a guess.
Yeah.
I think it's Max. I think
I've said the
Max
most on
is
land
the chirper.
besides Matt.
I
I've
think-
said
would
the most
say-
on land.
I think
I would
Max
say
is the chirper.
from what I've heard, because I wasn't at the Houston land. I don't know if they were talking about the Houston land. At the Click land, with that roster, because Cardinal wasn't a part of that roster, but I would say Max. But I feel like Zach, bro, I feel like you got this part of you where it's just gonna come out and you're gonna like fry a game on a hard point and stand up and just start going off. I don't know. I feel like Cardinal is a
Honestly,
little bit.
I need that out of Zach. I'm gonna keep
Let
it.
me let me
half.
say
I
something.
need that
Let
out
me
of
say
Zach.
something.
Jump to yell over the monitor.
Let me shut up. Let me say something. Okay. Back to what Austin said. Those last two lands, nobody knew who we were. So it's just trying to stay calm, keep it low key, not get like a toxic reputation, right? The worst thing you could do is be a bad player with an ego the size of the Eiffel Tower. I mean, literally. But yeah, so I definitely keep myself a little more reserved during games. But at the Texas, it just when you're getting beat and then like just it's like first round, second round, and you're still getting beat. It's like so annoying, especially when the other team's just talking trash and you feel like you deserve more respect. It makes you angry.
They're
Makes you
talking
real
trash.
angry.
Map 1 gets slapped. Map 2, and then map 3, they almost get slapped, and they come over. They're like, we're nervous. That's
Because
annoying.
for us,
Yeah.
I think now that we know, like what Zach was saying, I think now we know it's like we're all for fixing to just be like super like
Oh,
that first map that we played in our losers bracket match, because we went map 3, right? Losers
Yeah.
bracket?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we played our first
We
match.
won the
They
raid
beat
if
us
we
by
did.
like what?
It
40,
was a little.
They-
30, 40? Or did they
They
beat us
no,
bad?
It was a Garrison.
are we talking about first?
Oh yeah, they
fir-
smoked us. In
They
Garrison,
smoked
didn't
us in
they?
Garrison.
in,
Yeah.
in losers? In
Yeah.
losers?
That's the only
Yeah,
map
they
we
smoked
had.
us.
Like,
And we were
Ten,
flat.
no.
There's no energy. We come out second, and like halfway through, Cardinal just gets this burst of energy. It was like just kind of not yelling, but kind of like hyping everybody up. And it was like that. Then it was like just a clean.
no,
slate.
clutch us 1v2, and I felt like I was Jesus.
Bro,
Yeah,
I
we're
feel like
winning
the best
this.
analogy is we just put the glove on. We're about to put the last stone on, type shit. Like
Yeah.
we're about to go
Exactly, yeah.
fucking ape shit. We're about to go nuts.
Dude, this is gonna make
I
a
feel
great
like,
documentary one day. Like 30 for
Oh, yeah,
30, bro.
dude.
Like
AJ in Missouri for the fans, bro. We're gonna have 2 videographers there. We're gonna have a whole documentary. Like it's gonna be really sick. This like documentary series we're gonna
Yeah.
put out for our COD team, for other lands, for our Super Smash Bros. Like player, all that stuff. It's about to be really sick. Content's about to be on another level. And shout out to my boy Ajax. That boy is nuts.
Big facts. And we came
Uh,
out frying map 3 too.
Yeah,
I think we all started off like 15 and like 3, and
yeah.
it just this what happened round 1 was a bit unfortunate, but
It was
That's
a
it.
lot
That's
of weird. It was very weird. Just honestly, uh, not necessarily bad plays, but just like unfortunate events that happen.
Like for us, I'm telling you, like once this energy starts coming, and I'm not talking about like nervous energy. I'm talking about like that confident energy you got. Like I can, like this team's beatable. Like there's no one that's not. Like I'm telling you, we're a completely different team.
So
I feel great on land. I'm gonna keep it
going
a
back
stack.
to AJ Missouri, I think obviously I'm excited, right? But I feel like after Texas and getting to play, some considerably good teams that are like decently known, and just not feeling respected. And it sounds unhealthy, but I'm like angry. I'm so angry, and like this kill has been activated, and I just want to I literally just like want to just
Go
strangle
nuts.
somebody.
Ape
I
shit.
want to, yeah, and especially like if we're on land and kids are like talking some mess mid match, bro, and they don't put their money where their mouth is, they're gonna hear from me. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
if they do, it's just gonna make me go hard. I mean,
I know in Texas I heard someone yelling he's their daddy and stuff, and that
Yeah,
just got me
there's like a
hyped.
certain-
That got me want to yell people at people
There's like
like
a
that.
certain level where like you don't like. There's just certain like you know what I'm saying. You don't pass like a certain level, and like sometimes like the screaming is unnecessary. But I think with us, it's kind of more like not even screaming at the other team. I think it's more like if we can just keep us four hype, like when we're all just kind of still, and somebody says something, then it's like okay, well he's hype. Why am I not? You know what I'm saying?
I
yeah,
think
And
what
once
you
that
guys have also
initiates everything, then it's over.
I think what you guys have also learned is like the second day, like Championship Sunday for the first to like the first game of the whole LAN or to the start of the losers bracket. The very first game, the attitude that you put into that very first game or the attitude you put into just showing up to the event just changes everything. Like momentum at the very start, I think honestly for a LAN and as a team is like the most important thing. Other than keeping your composure, like the attitude you have going into it and like straight off rip is so important.
absolutely. I 100% agree.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair,
And
no,
go ahead.
Yeah. So I was just saying, to be fair, like chirping and standing up sounds cool and all, but I think there's something menacing at just about sitting there and being quiet and letting your game do the talking for you. You know, something like
Yeah.
Kobe.
Yeah.
Like I always think about Kobe, and there was just like one story that Iman Shumpert had when he was playing him in New York, and he was like, he like got two steals off Kobe and something in the fourth quarter. Kobe looked at him and went, "Hey, you had a good game, man," and then dropped like 40 on his head in the fourth quarter
And just
something.
won the game.
And won the game. So it's like it's something like that that also could be menacing too. But I mean,
Yeah.
both are really
Absolutely.
fun
And
to
that's
watch.
and
I
that's
mean,
what
these guys
we're.
understand the difference when it's
Yeah.
just like a game where it's like obvious. Like when they were in the losers bracket, they weren't talking at all. Like
Yeah.
they're just playing the game. There's no need to unless it's like, all right, it's time to get gassed up. It's time to go. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
business, you know?
And I think
Yeah.
when I want to talk the most trash when like start chirping with somebody is when they start talking and they lose. That
Yeah.
irritates me more than anything else.
Big
can
facts.
irritate me. If you're gonna talk trash to me and but you're gonna lose, I absolutely hate that. If
Yeah.
you're just like smoking me and you beat me and you want to talk trash, do it.
Ooh.
Like I'm totally okay with that. But if you're gonna talk trash to me and lose, then no.
Big facts.
So,
Bro, I
yeah.
got so much passion behind these guys. Even at the click land, I was talking trash to the other team. I was standing behind them, just
Yeah.
like talking trash. I love it,
Don't
bro.
shout out. Don't
Yeah.
shout out. You're trash. We're a pickup team.
No,
Should've come.
okay, so at the first land, it was
Hey,
first.
you should ask Cardinal what his placing was at the first
Oh,
Oklahoma
God.
LAN.
Let's not rough times. He's with us now.
I was
But-
playing
Yeah,
with
he's-
one guy that plays Variant and two other kids that play Apex.
Oof. How'd that
Tragic.
happen?
That's tough. But first map or like first game at the Click Gaming LAN, the first LAN, I was standing behind, like I was standing in the middle, and it was like I think it was Max was to my left, and then Prez was at the very left, and then it was
Mhm.
But anyways, I was standing behind Max and Prez, and this guy kept challenging Prez and just getting smoked over and over, just smoked over and over. And I looked at the dude across from him who was getting smoked, and every time he challenged Zach, I was just like, "Stop challenging that." And I looked at him, and he heard me. Oh yeah, he heard me. He's like, "Bro, we're a pickup team," and I was like, "If you're a pickup team, then why did you show up?" And I was just like, "Oh, dude, I want to bring that energy too." That's the thing. Because Cardinal, I think,
Yeah.
is about to bring all of it and then just change like everybody's attitude. But I want to be a part of that. I'm going to be doing the same
I
thing.
was sitting behind that team that was fouling Prezi
Yeah, he
at
was
the game,
here.
and the shakiness of those fingers on the thumbsticks was something else.
I mean, what do you think if you see the 5-foot online gaming phenom in front of you, dude? I'd be
That-
shaking
that-
too.
Dude's a menace.
Yeah,
The Munchkin Wizard of Oz land.
that's another thing that makes me, gets my blood boiling. Is that me personally? I know how good I am. These three guys, they know how good I am. And when I don't perform, it not only do I feel down on myself, I feel like I let them down. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if I don't know how to word this. If I'm doing good, we're all three doing good. We're all looking good, you know? But
For anybody, you guys all bring so much energy to each other. Like, if Austin's going off, it just everybody feeds off of everybody's
Yeah.
energy. Max, everybody does.
exactly, for sure.
Bro,
And
I'm
going
telling
back to
you.
that anger thing, I think honestly, well, I know Max and Austin for sure. I don't know about you, Caden. I think we're all angry.
No, I'm
we're all
heated.
just we're absolutely
You
just
guys, the
pissed.
word for like having a chip on your shoulder isn't even like close to like the level of how much like motivation you have behind all this stuff. I'm
Yeah.
so excited, dude. But past, I mean, AG Missouri, obviously we're excited. What's the next thing, bro?
So
What's
I
next?
mean, there's a 2v2 event at this next one, correct? Do we got?
Yeah. So
Do we want to talk about this? I don't know.
So we can talk about it. I'm not going to release who the players are because we're going to be doing that soon.
Okay.
But we did pick up a 2v2 team for the 2v2 gunfight event at AGM Missouri. Their roster is just nuts, and their resume is insane. Like these guys they're going to win the event. I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to win the event for sure. Like I don't.
Pretty nasty.
I mean,
Yeah,
you boys know him, right? Yeah. Have you talked to him and
Yeah.
stuff?
Oh yeah, they know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
So
also
you can-
sponsoring. Yeah, go ahead.
You can back him up for sure. You can back him up.
Oh,
in his
yeah.
hype. Oh,
Austin and Max can for sure.
Yeah. We're also sponsoring a
We
team to
beat one of them, thank you, and the other one's beat us.
we're also sponsoring a team to play in the Click Gaming 2v2 S&D event. So that's a little bit farther out. That's after the AGN event, but those guys are really solid too. But we'll be announcing all that stuff. But yeah, those guys are and they have good at their attitudes are the same way. And these guys have like it's the same way with when we came to the Click event. Like this is a team to beat. Like everybody's gonna know that when they show up.
dude, yeah. The way you're talking about them makes me hype, bro.
Oh,
Makes me
dude,
hype.
I'm
Should I be?
I'm-
Should I be? Oh, should I be? I'll bleep that
Oh
out.
God.
You to beat that out.
Yeah, I got to. I'm the one editing it, so yeah, so I'll do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. My mom's gonna watch this. What the heck, Ajax?
Darn, my bad, brother. So, but I know Zykro talked about it just a wee bit. You guys are obviously being looked at by a college scout. What's the name of the school for that? If no one wants to-
do we want to release that?
Do we want to release
mean,
that?
So there's
I
more
have it
than
written
one.
down right here. If you want me to.
I
say
mean,
it.
more than-
Yeah.
pretty-
There's more than one. There's a couple
Oh, okay,
colleges.
I have
Yeah.
I have one, but I don't know which one it
that
is.
I've told you of. Yeah.
Okay.
That I've informed you of. But there are other colleges, a couple different offers and stuff like that. So we're really excited, and we're not gonna release the name, but we will be moving
Yeah.
forward. So this roster will be competing in some collegiate Call of Duty. We're not gonna
Nice.
release what college that is, but my boy. I don't know if I can. I want
Yeah,
to say
I
his
mean,
name,
just
but I
like-
can't, bro.
Yo, this is not.
You know
this
who
is-
you are, bro.
This is not the
You know who
college
you are.
scout shout or anything.
Yeah,
I've
bro.
been playing with him in the mornings. You know who you are. Shout out to you.
Shout out our boy. He's gonna.
Dude, yeah.
I think that's
mean-
what we're gonna go through with. But yeah,
So I mean, just like, what does an opportunity like that mean to you guys? Like, I mean, obviously being looked at, it's a collegiate, it's a collegiate league. I mean, I've seen that collegiate Call of Duty's been picking up a little bit, and same with collegiate esports. So what does that honestly mean to you
Man.
guys?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm just an ordinary person with extraordinary dreams, and something like that is just immaculate, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's something that you only dream of having, and it's just like it's available
Absolutely.
now, and
Yeah.
it's happening. It makes it even like crazier.
It's
I mean,
it's pretty surreal.
Yeah, I mean, for
Yeah.
me, seeing that like esports now finally getting the recognition it deserves in the collegiate scene is just exciting in itself, and seeing that you guys actually have a
Yeah.
chance to pursue something like that is pretty.
And I get to go with the
amazing.
boys.
And the whole
Yep.
squad.
Yeah, and it's not just they're going and playing underneath them. We're partnering with the college, so
Oh, that's
we're going to
fine.
be doing a lot of stuff. I'm actually going to be a part of what they're doing as well. I got a scholarship to do a part of what they're doing, so I'm going to be with them. We're going to be all in the same house. Going to be chilling. So
I've
it's going to
also
be
talked to the director. He's got a lot of goals and a lot of cool things he wants to do with us.
yeah, for sure.
So what you're saying is the luxury content house coming soon?
Yes.
Oh, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. Luxury content house. All right.
All
So-
of this stuff will probably come out a little bit before August or in August, just so everybody has a time frame.
But we're cool to say that here. I don't have to cut that out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, oh,
I will-
We're good to say here.
I will say, it is an absolute honor. First
Yeah.
off, and it's amazing. Like I said, just to like play Call of Duty and
Yeah.
get an offer to do something in, I wouldn't say, I mean, it's obviously the real world, but it's just like a nice safety net if worst comes to worst. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a dream, you know. It's
Yeah.
every kid who plays video games growing up dreams of doing what, dreams of having opportunities like that, and you guys finally get that opportunity. So it's just amazing for you guys.
And we're so ready to prove ourselves.
Oh,
First
awesome.
step CCL, second step Pro League.
My number one goal as an owner of the organization, and our number one goal as an organization, is to take care of our players. And I want to give these guys whatever they possibly need to compete at the highest level possible. And this opportunity and all these other things that are coming into play because of how hard these guys have
Yeah.
worked, but because of situations. And I'm so excited, dude. There's so much stuff that's going to be happening in the future. I'm so excited
Dude,
for
there's
it.
so much passion in this call right now. So
Yeah.
much passion between everybody.
There's so much greatness.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this now. What is today? Today is June 4th. And I'm gonna ask you guys this, but in 10 years, when we're gonna do this podcast again, we're gonna come back to this. June 4th, 2021, right now. We're gonna come back to this, but I'm gonna ask all you guys, and Max, I'm gonna start with you. Where do you see you guys underneath this organization in 10 years? Or where do you see you guys at in 10 years?
Hopefully in the Pro League in 10 years.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
retired. Maybe got a good name for myself.
The next Scumpy.
Yeah.
Next
No,
king.
I don't play sub. I'm not cracked enough for that.
I mean, like king, like next face
No.
of Call of Duty.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah.
Zach, where do you see
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. What about you, Zach?
Hopefully in 10 years I'll be I've played in the Pro League. I'm not sure how long I would be playing in the Pro League, and you never know when you're gonna get washed. That's the unfortunate part. But let's say I do get washed. I made it as a pro. I start up an esports business. Who knows? And just start helping out players. So
Yeah. All right. I feel like everyone's answer is gonna be the same. Like go to Pro League. But anyway, Cardinal, what about you?
Well, of course, the ultimate dream is to go pro, but I'm hoping in 10 years I'll at least have a degree and be able to do broadcasting and casting by then, especially with my knowledge that I'll have gained from competing. I'm hoping to be a caster by then in the Pro League, maybe 10 years from now, because I would assume I'd be washed by then. But you never know.
All
I
right.
should have said 5 years.
Yeah. 10 years is a
Yeah.
real long time.
Maybe
Yeah.
chasing maybe chasing some storms,
Dude,
you know.
I'd
what
be in
I'm
my 30s, man. You gotta think about that. Like,
Third-
you got
yeah.
me sad.
Yeah. I can't think past tomorrow. Anyway, Aces, what about you?
Probably the same as them. Probably. I mean, hopefully that I had made it through the pro league or something. But if not, hopefully I'd have my own personal brand by then.
Yeah.
Name for myself.
Hell yeah.
It's definitely something. So, all right, now on the lane and stuff, you guys obviously have big dreams. So if you have this one exemption card, there is that one content creator, that one pro player that we could pick up right now. Who is it?
Ooh.
Zykro, we'll start with you.
Ooh.
We'll start with Zykro, the CEO.
Oh, Right now,
Say he becomes available, and somehow we're able to pick him up. Who is it? He or she? Who cares? It's a hard question.
Okay.
It is hard.
Okay, so we're talking about just a content creator or like a player like for our team.
Either one. So I mean, it could be pro COD player or a content creator.
I'm gonna just say both. I'm gonna say my answer for both of them.
Okay.
For a
yeah.
professional player,
Yeah.
I'll say for Call of Duty. I think right now, I think a BZ because that dude is like
Easy.
with where he's at and he's young. I think I would just be a crazy pickup, and with how good he's doing,
I'm safe.
I mean, bro, any player in the pro league right now that came to our org, like
Yeah, that's
they're in
fair.
the pro league. You know what I'm saying? But content creator, I would say probably right now either Tim the Tatman or Dr. Disrespect. Those guys are just on a whole different level.
They got
for what they're
huge
doing.
brands, you know. It would,
Yeah, or Nick Merckx. But
yeah.
I mean, those guys are so big. But
Yeah. What about you, Max? You can answer both.
Me?
Yeah.
Pro, I'm picking up formal. That dude's immaculate vibes.
Bro,
I
he's
was
so
gonna
funny
say
too.
But
Me
I
and him
feel
would
like
get
they're
along
just
alright.
they're so close with Optic and they're like kind of
Yeah.
getting older, so it's like I don't know if they want to try and stray away from what they're doing.
Well,
Nah,
like, just
that
don't
dude
think
be a
It's
logistically here.
hypothetical, I guess, but whatever.
Yeah, that dude's just vibes.
I'm saying no logistics here, bro. Just like straight. Somehow he's available. And he's
Formal.
on the market.
I
yeah.
say formal. I thought I'd say
Yeah.
formal.
Dude's so funny too. Like he's straight content.
Content creator,
Yeah.
I'm picking up a landmark so I can play some Tarkov duos on my free
Toronto.
time.
All right. What about you? Zach. There you go. I was
I'd
like,
say-
dude. Anyway, keep going.
Content creator. As of right now, this
Hot tub
person.
streamer? No, I'm just kidding.
Wait.
Hot tub streamer.
Actually, pro player. I have to go with the man, the French man. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Paco. Hail Hydra, baby. You know what I'm saying? Dude's
Okay.
absolutely nutty.
Hydra.
They won
Absolutely
today.
nutty.
They won today.
Right.
Subliners.
Content creator. I mean, technically this isn't one person, but it's one brand, and that'd be Team Summertime. So
Bro, they
Oh,
are
yeah,
they're
yeah.
vibes. They're vibes.
Exactly.
I love
Exactly.
it. Hitch is so clown, bro.
Jono.
Yeah. Card? What about you?
Pro player. I'm picking up Attach. No, you got to be a member of the Attachments,
Yeah.
baby. And then
Yo, Attach, we gotta go. Anyway.
Yo, Attach, we gotta go. Content creator. Amaranth. No, I'm joking. Let me think.
Look at Austin, bro. He's like,
Curtis JD.
Thanks.
ooh,
You got a huge brand.
nade shot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if he's much of a content creator anymore.
Dude, Courage?
No, Nate Shot.
Oh.
I ain't picking up Nate Shaw. That dude's a wash.
No, for content, bro.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding.
All right, Austin,
All
go.
right, Austin, yeah.
Ajax, you go first.
All right, well, for me, for
Criticism,
pro, I'm going simp. Dude's a
All right.
beast. Dude's a beast.
Basic.
Basic, but still a beast, bro. I mean,
I can attest.
or Envoy.
basic.
I like Envoy a lot. So,
yeah.
I should pick that Zuma.
Zuma,
That dude's a goat.
he's not playing.
stallion.
Right?
You just
I know.
podcast now, bro.
That
Yeah,
dude's I don't know. That dude's just still a goat, bro.
He
A
is.
one-handed
Yeah,
legend
Italian
himself.
Oh, a
Facts.
content creator. I don't know. I mean, probably Tim the Tatman. Dude's clown. He's got a big
For sure.
following. He's
Basic.
funny. Yeah,
Huge
yeah.
following.
Call me basic all you want. I'm the basic male right here, man. White blonde. Come
Just
on.
use that 100 Thieves jersey.
No,
You
yeah.
say White Claws and all?
No, I said white blonde.
You said White Claws. I was like, I can see it.
Kind of good. All right, Austin.
Like as a player, probably Scump or Dashy. And then content creator, I gotta go with. I would probably say Nick Merckx, but I think that I'd really be like leaning on picking up Hex too. It'd be dope to be around Hex all the time.
Ooh.
Hex is a dude I could be around probably 24/7.
Yeah, bro. I
I feel like
him a lot.
Austin lays in his bed at night, and instead of sheep going around his head, it's just little miniature hexes.
Look at
What,
Hex
what was
faces
your
going
first
on.
content creator, Mr. Hot Tub Streamer?
Yeah, Mr. Emperor.
Don't talk about my sheep.
We know what you watching at night.
Bro, I
Talk
should
about
say
my sheep.
Pokemon.
What about your own sheep?
Invincible.
I know what you do in the morning too, Cardinal. Hey, Will.
Well,
Little backstory for you guys. We're sitting in the hotel. It's 8 a.m. in the morning.
I wish it was 8 a.m. It's probably like 7:30 to be honest.
it was earlier than 8. It was like
It was early.
close to 7.
It was early. We're snoozing, and I hear this. Hey, Will. I look over, and Cardinal's on his phone in Discord, and he goes, "Dang it, Will's got me muted in his Discord." He goes, "Hey, Will."
He's like
Acting like-
screaming. Hey,
like,
Will!
screaming like Will can hear him.
He's like, hey, Will. The next day after chalked vibes, that one day, it's just that you look over and Cardinal's like, "Hey, Will!" It's like, bro, Cardinal, what are
I'm
you
like,
doing?
Cardinal, I'm sleeping, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, it was like the day we had
I
to
thought
play.
we were getting up and going to breakfast.
All right, so on
The
the
next-
so on the train of the hypotheticals, so we did the content creator, we did the pro player. Now, if you could see Luxx do a collaboration of brands, what brand would that be?
I'll go first.
All right, Max, go first.
Optic Gaming, baby.
Okay. All right.
OG fans since day one. Shout out Huntsman.
Shout out Huntsman. Shout out Optic.
Yep.
All right, Zykro.
Oh. Brand? Okay, so
So it could be like clothing, but so I'm thinking more like, so maybe like, yeah, you said Optic, but maybe outside of the esports scene, maybe like a corporate America brand.
I gotta think about that. Does anybody else have an answer? Because I
Yeah,
gotta
I
think
got
on
an
some good
answer.
one.
All right,
Go ahead. Somebody else answer.
All
Go
right,
ahead. Think about
The National
Okay.
Weather Service.
Come on, man.
Hey, the man's a storm chaser.
Sport,
That's what he loves to
sponsored by
do.
The National Weather Service.
Storm chaser. Well, Austin, you seem to have one.
it.
Well,
Yeah,
cheers.
mine probably be like Nike, but if I think it was like more one that I'm gonna like realistically use, would probably be like Red Bull, bro. Like
Oh,
Red Bull or
basic,
yeah.
Game
Would be
Fuel.
fire.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. National Weather Service. I got my phone for that.
That's Mr. National Weather Service.
I mean, bro, there's so
Man.
many. There's
Like,
so
I
Red
mean, like,
Bull,
the example I have is
Monster,
like,
Logitech, HyperX, Scuff. I would say
Oh yeah, Scope would
probably
be a good
either
one.
Red Bull or Scuff. I'd
Battle
probably say
Beaver.
Scuff.
Battle Beaver,
Marvel.
bro.
I mean, but
Thanos.
along the line, but it could also go. The example I have is like
Bro.
Full Send. You know, how would a collaboration with like Full Send look? But like, that's just another huge brand. But Zach, you seem to have one. What was yours?
Dude. I don't know. Maybe like Asus.
Okay.
You know, that's a broad spectrum. They do
Yeah.
PCs, monitors,
Corsair?
keyboards, everything.
Anything just to get
You know?
the
Oh,
most
I thought you were
free
talking about
stuff.
Austin.
Yeah.
I was like, huh?
No.
First of all, I was like, huh? Oh,
Aces.
yeah.
I was like, man,
Yeah.
what a teammate. Just
He's
anybody
right
who picks
there,
his own
bro.
teammate. I was like, what a swell
Austin, you wanna
guy.
do a
Right
collab?
there. So, all right. So now, I think coming into the final question, this is gonna be a heated debate here. I think. Who is the best player on the luxury esports COD team?
We're talking
Oh.
or LAN.
We're getting
Both.
personal here.
Both.
I'm not. I cannot.
Yes, I
answer
you
this
can't
question.
answer this one. We're gonna start with
I'm
the
not answering
captain.
this question.
We're
It
gonna start with
depends.
the
If you're-
captain Max.
If you're talking movement or gunny wise.
Overall.
Overall,
I
I don't know.
Oh no, is this gonna cause conflict?
I just really
Nah.
think that answer's super tough.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah,
answer
that's
is
a tough
super tough.
answer.
It's like if
Because
you're
we're
talking
all
about,
strong in different suits, if that makes sense. Because
But
Zach's
it's
movement
like-
is
Okay.
correct.
Even
so-
if you think about it, like ARs, like both Max and Cardinal are just so good at like
Yeah.
everything they do. It's not like I think about Cardinal and I'm like, oh, he's so much better than.
We all play
this
so
guy.
differently. Because
Yeah.
Austin's rattier than Zach is,
Yeah.
but Zach is like his movement's better. So like it doesn't need to. It's just
okay, so
it's
then,
different.
then let's
I'm in your
have-
face at all times. Austin's winning gunfights that he probably shouldn't. Max is just horking kids.
You go, bro.
So is Cardinal. And so it's just like, I don't know. It's
We're just gonna
it's
have
all
to have
different
a free
things.
for all on a YouTube
yeah,
video
like,
to
'cause
decide.
Yeah.
this.
I think it's like to the point because like Zach said, his movement's the best, and he's moving like the fastest out of all of us. And then it's like Cardinal's better at like posting up rather than Max. Max is constantly moving, So it's just kind of like me.
I
I'm
think
good.
Zach is the flashiest, but like I don't think Austin's pretty flashy too. But the Cardinal and I we're not very flashy.
I
I
think
don't
from
think I'm
an
very
outside
flashy.
point of view, because Prez is a sub and he's just super aggressive, people would maybe say Zach, but I mean that's obviously just from an outside point of view.
Because I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna be in the last place you expect me to be.
Yeah.
Like, I'm probably not where you're thinking I am. Like
Yeah.
if you're playing like I'm playing a corner, you'll never check. I'm playing somewhere you're never.
Actually, the
gonna
answer
go.
is they're all way too disgusting at this video game. That's
Yeah.
that's
I
the
think
answer.
and I think a lot of
Eh,
it is like different maps, positions, and
Yeah.
like everything that plays a factor into it. Because if you
Mm.
look at some maps, Zach's not slaying out, but he's got like checkmate. Zach's not slaying out in checkmate, which
Mhm.
is something weird for Zach. Zach's really picked up his role and like really switched it to benefit the team the best. Which shout out to him. But like on checkmate, he has like 3 minutes in hill most of the time.
Yeah, for sure. And I like you also can't base skill off of kills. It's
Oh yeah,
it's
facts.
multiple factors, just map knowledge, response to on the fly situations, making and spawn knowledge, everything.
Clutch factor, damage,
like I've
score,
been like
everything.
because I've noticed like for me personally, which I don't know if like I think for me personally, I've like studied like a lot of stuff like more than normal. So it's like I've been helping a lot with like play calls. And it's like
Yeah.
if we're in a situation like, well, let's just do this. And so like me helping with play calls, like that helps sometimes. And if we're in an S&D round and Cardinals like, well, hey, let's try to do this, then it's like so sometimes like with me, it's like if we're in a situation where we've called our set like plays that we're trying to do and we're out of options and we don't know what to do anymore, then it's like, oh well, let's just like stagger side this. And it's like so I think that individually that helps a lot too.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure talking to you for the past hour, and for everyone watching this, be sure to. There's a live stream for the LAN, right? Or there should be.
There should be one.
Yeah, they'll be casting it and all that stuff. So
They'll be casting it, so be sure to watch the AGN Missouri LAN and see these boys perform, and hopefully take home that dub. Anyways, thank you guys for coming out. All right, guys.
Luxx gang or don't bang, baby.
Luxx gang or do not bang.